And finally, we have Artur, who is a fourth-year student at Life Sciences who applied his interest in 3D printing to become the leading designer at maxSIMhealth Group. So he found this first cycling club in the history of our school, received various research scholarships, and is now working on a startup to revolutionize stimulations in healthcare. So whenever you're ready, Artur.
Thank you for the introduction, Jessica, and hello, everyone. So I'd like to start on telling a little story about my journey. So as most of the students that go to university, my path was sort of chosen by my family and sort of directed for me to become a doctor. And of course, that wasn't necessarily my first interest, and I struggled a lot in first years with motivation, with my grades. So the first semester, first year, my GPA was pretty low, just above a 2.0. And as soon as I started sort of bringing my interest into what I do at school, the next semester, my GPA almost doubled from 2.0 to almost 4.0. And then moving on, I started the first year I started the cycling club. That's what I think is good about our university, is that there still needs to be a lot of development done. So I saw an opportunity and I took it. We created the first cycling club. We applied, collected surveys, collected signatures, and that's how it started. So going into second year, again, my GPA started to go as a roller coaster, losing motivation, gaining motivation. And that's sort of when I started to get interested in dentistry. So as soon as I realized that I have interest in something, I started trying to reach my goal. And the first goal I put was to start shadowing a dentist. And for those who don't know, when applying to dental or medical schools, it is a very useful point on the resume to have that you shadow a dentist or a doctor. I got my opportunity maybe in the first couple of weeks of trying, but it was pretty challenging. So, I searched up, and you know, when people say, if you want a job, if you want an opportunity, you just gotta apply to as many places as you can. So that's exactly what I did. I went in person to about 20, 30 dental clinics, dropped off my resume, and to my surprise, I only got a call from one, which was still a success because that was not just a call to interview, that was a call to start shadowing immediately. So I did that, and from that experience, I learned a lot. Talking directly to the owner and to the owner of the clinics and to the dentist, and how their life has turned, what experiences they had. And even they realized that sometimes you got to make choices towards your own interest, towards pursuing your own career. So one of the really interesting applications in dentistry is 3D printing. A lot of people might not know, but that technology is much closer to us than we think. even in dentistry, there are technology that allows you to 3D scan your teeth and create custom either replacement teeth or create custom braces, custom sort of any fixes, and then they're 3D printed. So I started slowly to get interested in 3D printing, and again I realized my goal, and there was an opportunity, and I took it. So I asked my the dentist that I was shadowing to send me to the 3D printing lab, where they actually produce all the dental fixtures, dental replacement parts. So I went there, took a look, saw all the cool stuff, and started sort of working towards it. And that's when the third year came. I realized that still when trying to get into the dental school, I would need some sort of research, some sort of involvement. So I started looking for any scholarships, any awards, and immediately, maybe some of you guys know, I realized this undergraduate NSERC scholarship award for summer research. So again, I emailed as many professors as possible, and I got back only maybe 1 or 2 emails, but those emails were a huge success. So in one email, I got introduced to a professor that actually does 3D printing as a full-on health science research, and that has a lot of opportunities there. So that's when I joined maxSIMhealth group and became one of their maxSIM makers. So unfortunately, I didn't get the scholarship because it was extremely competitive, but now I had the connection into the sort of group that were doing research, that had a lot of opportunities, that had constant flow of projects and stuff to do for people. So I started working on it. I started sort of visiting weekly meetings at maxSIMhealth group, sort of trying to network a little more. And slowly the opportunities started to reach me again, and it was no longer me looking for opportunities, but the opportunities finding me. And as the COVID hit, there started to become opportunities even from simple printing, 3D printing PPE stuff like face shields, face masks, all sorts of things like that, to going down to creating the emergency respirators, creating the emergency simulators for health science. So moved on again, and that's when I applied for another scholarship with the help of my already existing contacts, and I received another $6,000 scholarships to work on basically getting paid to do my research and to do my hobby at the same time. So working on the 3D printers, doing exactly what I like, while receiving the research experience that I could apply when going to medical school or dental school. So I've worked there for the summer, taking every possible opportunity, everything that would come. And learning all the 3D printing, I became a person with very specific skill sets. So from my program in biological life sciences, I I have a lot of knowledge in healthcare. I have a lot of knowledge in anatomy, biology. And from my research, I had the knowledge in 3D printing. So I combined those and became a person with very unique skill set. And I think that's when it started to change. So now it wasn't me any longer looking for research, looking for jobs. It was the people reaching out to me to help them with something, to do something for them. And that's basically how I became the lead designer at maxSIMhealth. There's about maybe like 6 publications in less than a year, 5 different projects, and coming more every month about another project. Bringing more people to the maxSIMhealth, bringing more connections, bringing funding towards a group. And of course, expanding our group. So going from one lab that we had at school, we now have 3 labs and creating 2 more. It has a whole set of extremely expensive 3D printers, infinite supply of materials, funding, all that to do research to help and to achieve the goals I'm looking to achieve. And that is my story. Thank you.
Thank you, Arthur, for sharing your insightful presentation. It's always good to hear how being a leader is not something that you're born with, but you're taking chances to push yourself out your comfort zone, which allow you to get you where you are today.